What if the future of Middle East peace lay in the hands of cutting-edge technology? With the region at the heart of global conflicts, NATO's Secretary General Mark Rutte faces enormous pressure. But imagine if artificial intelligence were his advisor. How would AI tackle this crisis, balancing diplomacy, military strategy, and humanitarian aid? In this video, we dive into AI's potential to guide Rutte's decisions and shape the future of one of the world's most volatile regions. Stay tuned to discover how tech could reshape global diplomacy, strengthen diplomatic channels. AI-driven analysis would suggest prioritizing diplomacy by engaging multiple actors to mitigate regional tensions. Prioritize multilateral dialogue. AI would recommend organizing high-level talks between global and regional stakeholders such as the United States, Russia, Iran, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia. Facilitating discussions on shared concerns like the conflicts in Syria, Yemen, and Iran's nuclear ambitions would reduce the risk of escalation and create a foundation for resolution. Reinforce NATO partnerships, strengthening NATO's collaboration with the Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC, and key non-NATO partners like Jordan and Egypt could provide unified support for peace initiatives. The AI approach would emphasize building a collective security framework in the region. Facilitate confidence-building measures. Back-channel diplomacy between adversarial powers such as the US and Iran can serve as a preventative tool, reducing the potential for conflict through trust-building actions. This could include promoting ceasefire or exchanging intelligence to demonstrate goodwill. Utilize AI and emerging technologies. AI could play a pivotal role in improving intelligence gathering, conflict prediction, and humanitarian support. Leverage AI for intelligence and conflict prediction. AI systems can detect patterns in militant group behavior, enabling predictive analyses of conflicts in countries like Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. This foresight would allow NATO to preempt threats and allocate resources more efficiently. AI-driven humanitarian support. In conflict zones like Gaza and Yemen, where humanitarian crises are dire, AI could optimize aid distribution. By tracking movements of displaced populations and assessing critical areas in need, NATO could ensure aid reaches vulnerable communities. AI can also identify logistical bottlenecks, improving the efficiency of delivering essential goods and medical supplies. Counterterrorism and security stabilization. One of NATO's ongoing missions in the Middle East is combating terrorism, and AI could enhance counterterrorism efforts. Enhance counterterrorism operations. By utilizing AI's pattern recognition capabilities, NATO could share and analyze intelligence on terrorist organizations like ISIS and Al-Qaeda. This would help detect early warning signs of terrorist attacks and identify hotspots for recruitment or activity. AI could also help secure communications among regional security forces, improving coordination. Increase security sector training. AI tools could also aid in training local security forces in Iraq, Syria, and other conflict zones. Virtual simulations and real-time data analysis could prepare these forces for effective responses to both internal and external threats, fostering long-term stability. Address the humanitarian crisis. AI's capability to manage vast amounts of data would enable better coordination of humanitarian efforts. Support refugees and internally displaced persons, IDPs. As millions in Syria, Lebanon, and Jordan remain displaced, AI could optimize efforts to track their movements and provide necessary resources like shelter, food, and medical aid. In collaboration with agencies like the UNHCR, AI could also prevent duplicate efforts by international aid organizations and maximize the impact of available resources. Promote post-conflict reconstruction. AI could identify areas most in need of reconstruction, funding in post-conflict countries such as Syria and Yemen. NATO, under Rutte's guidance, could push for international investment in rebuilding vital infrastructure, including hospitals, schools, and housing, reducing the social and economic conditions that breed extremism, prevent nuclear proliferation and escalation. The proliferation of nuclear weapons in the Middle East poses a significant threat to global security. Engage in diplomacy over Iran's nuclear program. AI could assist in formulating strategies to bring Iran back to the negotiating table regarding its nuclear program. By analyzing geopolitical shifts and historical patterns, AI could identify potential areas of compromise between Western powers and Iran. Rutte could use this data to revamp elements of the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, balancing regional security concerns with Iran's nuclear ambitions. Promote regional non-proliferation agreements. AI would recommend a broader approach to non-proliferation, advocating for new agreements that discourage nuclear armament among other Middle Eastern nations. A renewed push for non-proliferation talks could reduce the risk of nuclear conflict while promoting peace-building. Emphasize conflict resolution and de-escalation. Addressing the underlying causes of conflict is essential for long-term peace. Facilitate peace talks in Yemen and Syria. AI could analyze the many factions involved in these conflicts and suggest common ground for peace talks. NATO, under Rutte's leadership, could then facilitate negotiations aimed at political solutions, reducing reliance on military interventions. NATO's neutral stance would make it an ideal mediator in these war-torn regions. Encourage dialogue between Israel and Palestine. AI may highlight confidence-building measures as a first step toward re-engaging the peace process between Israel and Palestine. Although direct involvement in the conflict remains politically sensitive, NATO could support measures such as economic cooperation, water-sharing agreements, or ceasefire arrangements to reduce hostilities. Balance military presence and diplomacy. AI's strategic recommendations would emphasize a careful balance between military force and diplomatic efforts. Avoid over-militarization. AI would likely warn against an overwhelming military presence in the region, which could escalate tensions and provoke further conflict. Instead, a lighter, strategically focused military force, capable of quick responses and peacekeeping operations, would be more effective. Rutte should emphasize the importance of NATO's deterrence capabilities without committing to long-term military occupations that have proven costly and counterproductive in the past. In addressing the Middle East crisis, Mark Rutte, guided by AI, could adopt a multifaceted approach combining diplomacy, military intelligence, and humanitarian efforts. Strengthening diplomatic ties with regional powers, utilizing AI for intelligence and humanitarian purposes, and promoting counterterrorism efforts would contribute to a stable and peaceful Middle East. Balancing military intervention with a focus on long-term solutions like nuclear non-proliferation and conflict resolution would help Rutte craft a comprehensive strategy that prioritizes lasting peace over short-term gains. By leveraging AI, Mark Rutte can contribute to resolving one of the most complex geopolitical challenges of our time, steering NATO towards an era of peace, security, and technological innovation in the Middle East. This comprehensive approach would not only prevent further escalation, but also create pathways for future diplomatic progress, setting the stage for a more stable and peaceful region. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Stay tuned for more in-depth analyses and updates on global issues.